as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, there are a few shows that I think that you should probably check out if you haven't already. Now, when I go to the gym, I always tell you that I'm on my phone when I'm on the treadmill or the elliptical watching some kind of anime. If you have not taken a look at Chainsaw Man or read Chainsaw Man, that is definitely something you should look for. Now, I'm not 100% sure if it has been dubbed into English, but if you know how to read and you do like subtitles, that's the only way that I recommend that you watch your anime. And if you have been a huge fan of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, it's okay if you're a big fan of Dragon Ball GT. You should also take a look at Dragon Ball Dynamo because the animation is on point. They are going crazy places. They're now in the Majin world. You got Vegeta, who just busted out Super Saiyan 3, blew everybody's mind because it was finally Vegeta's time to shine. And I'm not going to say that you shouldn't already have been watching, but I will say that you should probably start watching One Piece in some kind of form. Whether or not you start from episode 1 or you jump in at episode 1000, it really doesn't matter. Just to dip your toes in, just so you can feel how awesome and amazing this anime is. Now, they did have that Netflix version that I did talk about once, and you could catch that. It's about, I think, 8 or 10 episodes. I'm going to say it was 10 episodes. It's not the full story. It's basically the first arc of the show. And it's told a little differently, so it's not exactly like the manga. But if you haven't seen it before, why not check it out and see if you like it or not. Now, another show that I've been watching that just ended was What We Do in the Shadows. What We Do in the Shadows is basically like a mockumentary kind of thing about the lives of vampires, and then they had a familiar or a person who was doing most of their chores and shit like that. It lasted about 6 seasons. It kind of ended I want to say real abruptly, because they did tell us that it was going to end on the 6th season. But the final episode, which I'm not going to say what happened, was it was a good one. It was a great episode. So now that that show ended, and then all my anime I basically caught up to, I had to scour and look for other things. Now, I do like American Dad. I have been watching that consistently throughout the years. I think they're on either season 20 or 21. To be honest with you, I really don't know. They are coming out with more episodes. I think only come out with maybe like 12 episodes per season. That's just how they do it on TBS, maybe. And now they're at episode 11, and that's going to end. So I got one more of those bad boys, and American Dad is over for me. Now, Futurama did come back, I think about like 5 times from a cancellation, and they're probably coming back pretty soon, but I have to wait until April for more One Piece to come back. And then I just learned today, folks, which is really just blew my mind, they are coming out with new episodes or a new comic for Adventure Time. That's right, folks. We might see the return of Jake and Finn with new adventures. They could be older than they were. I'm very excited for this because not only is there a new comic or show coming out, they are also dropping Adventure Time 2 NFTs either next week or the week after. I'll do a whole video on that, and we'll go through them, and we'll talk about what I like, what I don't like. We'll do the whole spiel and shit like that. So I had to find something new to watch on television, and I stumbled upon a show called St. Denis. I think it's St. Denis Hospital or something like that. Whatever. It's not a medical show. It's a medical show mockumentary, sort of like The Office was, and how What We Do in the Shadows. It's the fourth camera thing where someone talks to the cameraman like they're talking to us and shit like that. I like those shows, but The Office kind of like did it for me. So any other shows that do it, I kind of like, kind of stole that same idea and shit like that. But if it works, right, folks? Well, here's the problem. Me being a health professional and I see how the show is, I can't really get into it. I really don't like it. Now, I've watched about 4 or 5 episodes, so you're probably saying, well, if you didn't like it, then what the hell are you watching it for? I'm kind of watching it to see, like, what the hell they're doing throughout the show. If you were a professional in any field, when you watch someone or something on a television show or a movie do that job, you're always so critical of what's going on because you know how you would go about doing it. And you say to yourself, that isn't how I would do anything at all. It's the same thing when I used to watch House or anything like that, ER. and they would do like this crazy shit, and they do some needles or the electric pads and crap like that, and they wouldn't give the space around, or they wouldn't, you know, do the IVs properly. My head would just go like, what are they doing? What are they doing here? I don't know what they're doing. So that's basically the only new show that I have been watching. I said to myself that I was going to try to watch Young Sheldon, but I really don't want to get involved into a long television show. I even went back to try to watch Malcolm in the Middle. And let me tell you, if you didn't watch Malcolm in the Middle, that show was freaking awesome too. They have a new Dexter show out. I was going to watch that, and I said, nah, I ain't going to watch no Dexter. They have the Lord of the Rings that came out recently. I think season 2 just ended. I don't want to watch that either. So what have I been watching, folks? I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos. They put these Steven Seagal movie things where they just make fun of him. It's like this ice guy, Ice Chill or some shit like that. Dude has me cracking up. I also watch a lot of YouTube videos about One Piece and Dragon Ball Z and theories and, you know, the analysis of the manga when it drops and shit like that. I don't watch any Boruto shit because Boruto shit doesn't really interest me, but I'm sure once Naruto and Sasuke get back into the mix, of course I'll dive right into that. That anime hasn't come back either. They haven't even talked about a release date. Oh, I forgot. I started watching Bleach again. Now, I did skip around with Bleach. There was 3 seasons that were that dropped over a certain period of time. I kind of caught up a little bit late. I watched the first one. I watched a little bit of the third one by mistake, and now I'm in the second one. So that is something that I could watch, but that's like a gym show. I really don't want to watch that, you know, just chilling out of my crib. So a lot of the shit I watch is Cartoon Network stuff. And one show that I will tell you on Cartoon Network that is hilarious, if you haven't watched it yet, it's called Smiling Friends. It is such a weird television show, but it's like 2 dudes who try to make you smile, but it's just wacky adventures that they go on. And their boss is a really kooky, funny guy. I think his name's just Mr. Boss. So look, I know that I named a lot of television shows that you should probably watch, and if anything, when there's ever a South Park episode that comes out, they don't do episodic things anymore, like no 6-episode kind of deals. They sometimes do like an hour or an hour and a half episodes. You gotta watch them some bitches because they're on point. And Trey Parker and Matt Stone even mentioned that they haven't put anything out because they wanted to wait until the whole election thing is over. So look for a fresh epi of South Park coming your way very, very soon. So I'm not going to give any of these an up or down because in my mind, I'll give them all an up because they're all slamming. My name is Aaron. Thank you for joining me with 8 Minutes with Aaron. I will see you next time. We've got more stuff, more things, and of course, more of me. I'll see you later. Bye.